Hey everybody, this is Tempo Craze coming at you again. I got the scope set up here. Might have to do some fine adjusting as we're going through it here. But the title of this video is going to be Got Error. Or Got Errors, something like that. Anyway, the whole point of this is that I was told when I was doing one of my other videos that I technically found a lamination error and went right on past it. Didn't even slow down. On an 18, I think it was, 1918 penny. So I thought, well, I guess, let's pull out all the pennies that hopefully I still have it here. Because, I mean, it's like a $10 penny. So let's pull out all these pennies again. Right here. I got all the pennies out again. These are all in my bag to go back into rolls, but let's go through them and see what we can find for errors, and along the way maybe we can show you guys some more different types of errors. All right, we got a 21. Let's see. Now while I'm on this 21, I'm gonna zoom in so that we can get a little better looky see here. Okay, there we go. Now, let's, like I say, there's a little bit of setup to do here. And I'm sorry I'm doing it with you, but normally this is how I go about searching my change. Literally, one penny at a time. Oh, by the way, for the background here, that is my sticker, but I do have some black vinyl coming. I think it's going to be here tomorrow. So I'm going to put like this nice black vinyl down on the whole thing so it won't scratch anything, and yeah. All right, so on a 57 Denver, I'm pretty sure that they have repunchment marks. Yes. So what I use is mostly I use Variety Vista. I'll leave a link for it down below. Not sponsored by them or anything like that. A lot of really good hunters use them. And I do see what looks like a RPM. I'm just trying to match up real quick here which one I think it is. And obviously you guys can go check out Variety Vista also and maybe come up with a different idea of what you think it is. So let's zoom in a little more on that mint mark. I love this microscope. It comes with a remote. Alright, so what I'm looking at is, like, we see here how it's like fatter down here and around here and then up there. And I'm thinking and almost kind of wondering if there's a D underneath that's tipped. Looks like it's tipped this way. I'm thinking it's going to be RPM 011 is kind of what that one looks like. Could be the RPM 012 though. That's what's so hard about it, especially when you got wear. Trying to figure out which RPM this could be. Because, I mean, there's another one. There's actually... Let me pull the camera here. Let's look at 0... Kind of looks like that one, I think. 013. Kind of looks like that one. And there's other markers, though, that can tell us that, if it is that. They're just harder to see when you are, as the as the coin gets harder, more wear and stuff on it. But like that's what we were looking at. And then there's these little gouges that we can find maybe down along the bust. And again, some more gouges. So these are like indicators of what if we're actually looking at the right thing. And I'm seeing gouges. So I'm going to say we are looking at a stage A RPM 013. There you go. That's an RPM 013. And we also have a die chip inside the B here. Very common on 57s. In fact, actually, we have a second die chip. There's a die chip that happens right here usually, but it looks like this die chip actually extends outside the B a little bit. Usually there's a big die chip that'll happen right here, and it's called the BIE error, the BI error. But this one, we got the die chip in here and kind of extends out the back side a little. So there you go. Now this is gonna go. I'm not gonna keep this. It's gonna go back into the rolls for you all to hunt and find it again yourself. Whoever ends up with that, whoever might end up with that roll. Because honestly, I mean, a lot of these RPMs, they don't add a whole lot unless they're very high, you know, like FS 501s and stuff like that. They don't add a lot. Yeah, the FS 501, 502, 503, all those ones, yeah, those will add a little bit more to your coin. A lot of these other ones, yeah, they may add a couple bucks, but it's not enough for me to worry about. All right, so now we got a 56 Denver. 56 Denver. And there were so many repunch mint marks back then. Actually, there's a FS 501 that's really cool for 56 Denver here. I'll show it to you. Right there. That's a cool one, right? That one's really cool. But let's see. I think this might be a RPM 12012. So, I mean, just like that, that's how easy it is. $54. Not much of a rim left. And these aren't in the greatest of shape here to be looking at, but we can look at some nicer ones here. Here, what about this? What's this? This is a 46. Oh, so you want to know what all this black spotting is on here? These are carbon spots. Happens over age. When a penny like this was not properly kept. So while the back looks pretty good, except for dog hair, more dog hair, the front doesn't look so good. Let me look and see what I can find here for a better one to show you. All right, so I got a 54 here, no mint mark. What a gorgeous looking 54 though. Even under the scope, it looks fine to me. You really get to see everything pop when it's under the scope though. Every little mark and detail. Yeah, my finger does not look pretty. What do we got here? 53 Denver. Maybe a little bit of a repunch. I mean, I could look it up, but I'm not going to bother. Looks like right along that edge, right there. Do we have an RPM? And like I say, RPMs normally don't add a whole lot of money to your stuff unless they're specific RPMs. Actually, I am looking up the 53 real quick. There is a lot for the 53. Holy cow. 29 of them. There's an FS 502, which this one is not. There's an FS 501, which again, this is not. Could be an FS 019, but if that was the case, it would be a triple D, a D over D over D. I don't think that's what it is. Anyway, like I say, this is literally what you can do. Go through and find all the different, a lot of people actually do that. They'll collect different RPMs. Like, that's probably an RPM that I'm not even going to try to figure out. Just because of the penny, the shape the penny's in. There's a 49. But it's not just the RPMs we're going to be looking for here, okay? We're going to be looking for some double dies. I just got to find the right penny. All right, we got a 57 Denver here again. Different one than last time. This one might have an RPM. I don't know. I don't want to look. But we do have, there is, looks like for double die Avers, there's 13 different ones. So, let's get into this. I'm not seeing it around the In God We Trust. Not seeing the I double. I don't think we got a DDO here. And that's the thing. A DDO, DDRs are usually a lot harder to find. Double die obverse, double die reverse. So the front of your coin, heads, is your obverse. And then tails is your reverse. I still haven't figured out why they do that. I should really look that up. I try to learn everything I can. So these are going to be the best way to find any doubling and stuff is on really nice looking pennies like this. Can't wait till that vinyl gets here. Not seeing any there. And I don't know that we'll actually find a DDO or DDR. RPMs are pretty easy to find. In fact, do I have an RPM laying around here somewhere that is proven? I think I sold them today, to be honest. I had a sale today again for Whatnot, and I sold so much stuff. I'm running out of stuff. Oh, here's an error. Here's an error. You've heard of people talk about the woodies? Well, what a woody is a improper alloy mixture. So here's a 1941, and you can see it, kind of that wood grain look to it. Let's back out here. That way you can get a little better look. There we go. See how it kind of looks like wood grain going on? That's an improper alloy mixture that causes that. And you get this really cool effect. And it can add a lot of money to your coin. Depending upon the year of the coin, whether it's reverse and obverse, or just one or the other. As you can see, this is both. So in a about uncirculated 50, which is the lowest you can get for about uncirculated, you're probably looking, oh, let's see. Hold on. I don't know, you're probably looking at a couple bucks, a buck or two for the penny. But then when you add in the wood grain luck, this penny could really reach, you know, 10, 15 bucks even. And then if you add into that, if this were the DDO, which it's not, but if this were the double die obverse too, oh, you could be looking at a few $100s for a penny then. So it does pay to look closely at stuff. I know some people use like head pieces, and I have like the jeweler's loop. Some people just use those, and that's what I started off with, was just the jeweler's loop. And then I went up to using the a small camera or scope, and then, I mean, I still have the smaller scope, but this is by far my favorite scope. Here's another 41. We might as well check just to see if we have the DDO. See all this grunge here? I hate that. And some people call me nuts because I'll put something like this into the ultrasonic cleaner, just with water, hot water. That's it, nothing else, to break that stuff up and get it off of there, because that's cleaning the coin. But honestly, what do you think when they preserve a coin, what do you think they do when they're trying to get rid of that stuff? I should get some music for the background, I think, at some point here. I can get some, like, non-copyrighted type music, whatever it is. I know, like, Epic Sounds has a subscription you can get, and all of their stuff. That's definitely a RPM, by the way. All of their stuff, you know, is I need to check this. That could be a sorry, I know I'm kind of stopped talking. This could be a DDO. But I know Epic Sounds, they have stuff that you can get that's copyright free. That's what I was saying. Where are we at? Trust. This looks like a stage B. Possibly a stage B DDO. Let's get a better look here. I'm wrong. It's a stage C. I'm looking at this G here. All right. See this little bit right here? Right here? This is what I'm looking at. Now let me pause this and I'll get it going when I get over there. See that right there? Pretty much looks the same to me. Now let's look at that O. Oh boy. I don't know. That O there, I mean, there's too much dirt really, but you know, it kind of looks like there might be just in there, that line. You know, I honestly, in the mint mark position looks correct too for this. A little bit tilted in a repunch position, really. I'm just looking for one other. Well, it was there, I think. There's supposed to be a die crack right here. And it looks like there might have been one and it's wore off. Alright, there you go. I am about 90% sure we just found a 53 Denver DDO. Right there. '56. Definitely repunch mint mark. Yeah, let's see. I'm going to pause this video for a minute and see if I can find that 18. I'm also going to look for 36s and 17s and 41s and see if we can find some more DDOs and stuff. Alright, well, I did a quick look through and seen a few that I want to look at. I'm pretty sure this is the one that was being talked about, though. It's tough to tell. It is a 1918. You can kind of see it there. It's in really bad shape. But right there is your lamination error. It actually looks better not under the scope for that to see the 18. I can see it with my just by eye, but that's because I can get, when you turn it up on an end, you can see it. Let's see if we can get it here in front of the camera. There you go. You can see it now. It's a 1918. And there's that lamination error. It's in pretty rough shape, but even so, it's about 10 bucks for that penny right there. About 10 bucks for that one penny right there. I grabbed a couple other pennies when I was going through that I was just going to show you. Here's a 58 in really nice shape. But what do we have here? What do we have right there? This is in really nice shape, by the way. But what do we have right there? That sure looks like a RPM to me, if I've ever seen one. So how do I look and see which RPM is it? Well, there's a couple ways that I do it. My first thing is I usually look at the RPM and I look at its structure. All right, like here we got this, I don't know, let's call it a fat butt right there. We got this thin belly here, and then a bit fatter up here. So I just look at the overall structure. All right. And then I just start scrolling through and looking at all the different ones and trying to line it up. And then once I think that I have the right one, which I'm pretty sure I do, pretty sure it's an RPM 018. Then we want to start looking at like any of those markers that we've talked about before. So one of them is Unum on the back. Yep. Right here, where it kind of thins out a little bit on this end coming down. That's a giveaway. I don't know if we'll be able to see into the die scratches. Probably not. This coin has wear on it, so seeing the die scratches is... If I zoomed in further, I might be able to see them, but probably not. Probably too much wear on this one. But there you go. Right there, Rare Punch Mint mark. That's an RPM 018. Reported by James Wiles on Variety Vista. There you have it. It's that easy to find an RPM. Just like that. What do we got here now? Okay, so here's a 36. And you say, well, why'd you pull out a 36? It's not going to have an RPM. You're right. But you know what 36s have a lot of? Well, I mean, that you can find on 36s? 36s have DDOs. And it's a pretty significant DDO. We're looking for like FS102 is the big one. If we could find FS101 or FS102, we'd be doing good. It happens over top of the 36. And I'll show you what they look like. Right there is FS101. Big doubling. And there's FS102. So yeah, that's what we'd be looking for, is those. At least that's what I'd be looking for. Let's see what else we got here. All right, here's a 1955. Why did I pull out a 55? Well, I'll tell you why. Because there's a thing called a poor man's 55. A poor man's 1955 DDO. And I think it's this one, the FS103, I want to say. I'm sure somebody will correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's the one it is. And we'll show you what the date would look like on that. Right there. That's what you'd be looking for on the date. And I have found many of these. Now this is the FS101 true double die, that when people talk about the double die 53 or 55, this is the one that they are talking about. FS101. Man, is that thing awesome, huh? Look at all those doublings. You find one of these, you found money. You found a lot of money. Sorry about that, quick there. I was supposed to pause it and I kind of didn't. The correct way to be doing this would be to putting these, stopping the video, putting in a screenshot, doing all that stuff. I haven't got to that point yet. I am working on getting to that point, but eventually we'll get there. Let's see what we got here. Here's an 18S. So 18S right here. It's actually a pretty nice looking one. I mean, you got to think, this is over 100 years old in this shape, over 100 years old. 1 century if you really need to think about it that way. All right, so then let's grab that red book because somebody told me that they actually kind of liked it when I looked things up in the Red Book and showed that. So here we go. Let's open up the Red Book. Find that 18 San Francisco. There we go. All right. Right here. 1918 San Francisco. So for me, I would say it's a better date. It's not going to be a key date or a semi-key, but better date because it's under 50 million. G4, we're at 75, we're $1, blah, 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 blah. You know, look at it, can get up there, though. You get into these AUs and MSs, woo! Plus, you always want to look for this, too. 22 Denver. There was the only 1922 that was made was technically Denver. So if you find a 22 without a mint mark, then you're talking a 22 no D. And look at what we're looking at. $475 in a G4. In a G4. And let's go and remind ourselves what the grading is here, okay? Here we go. G4, date worn but apparent, and the lines are missing full rims. VG8, half the lines visible in upper wheat heads. Okay, well, we got upper lines visible in the upper wheat heads on this 18S, so we're at least a VG8. Wheat lines worn but visible on the F12. Yeah, we got those. Okay, so now we say we're at an F12. Well, now we're at $2. We're definitely not an extremely fine or a fine or very fine, though. That's for sure. I mean, cheekbone, jawbone worn but separated. Slight wear. Yeah, we're not any of those. There's Victor David Brenner. That's who designed this. VDB. That's when everybody says, oh, let's look for the VDB. It's Victor David Brenner is the designer's initials. So, there you go. So that's, you're already talking, we got a $2 penny right there. And you know where I found this penny? In my pile to go into the rolls. That's right. That's a penny that's going into the rolls that I make, that I give, or that I sell on my Whatnot stream. And I do give some away too. Here we have a 1925. Now, why did I bring out a 25? Well, I'll tell you why. And somebody else, one of my other people could tell you why too. Usually, 1925s, you're barely going to see this 5. Some of the 2 is going to be on too. Usually these are just mush. 25, 26 was not a good year for the pennies. They did not do a good job keeping up with, making sure the dies were looking good and everything. They just didn't. And let's see, a 25. How many were minted? I already closed my book. I should not have closed my book. 1925. 139 million. Let me say it again. 139,949,000 were minted of the 25. But finding a 25 in that shape is actually really good. So, I mean, you're not going to get rich off it, that's for sure. But you could probably get $1 or $2 for it in that shape. So, I mean, you're like, oh, well, $1 or $2, whoop-de-doo. But think about this for a second. Stop and think about this. We are talking 1 penny. It takes 100 of them, to make $1. So, if you could profit 199 pennies off of 1 penny, why not? Why not? Don't you think that that's worth it at that point? I mean, honestly, if you could profit 10 pennies off of 1 penny, why not? I mean, if I give you, you know, if you give me a $5 bill and I give you a $20 bill, wouldn't that be a good change for you? I mean, I think that'd be a good rate. Same thing here. And no, I'm not going to give you a $20 bill for a $5 bill unless it's a nice $5 bill that I want, you know, like a silver certificate or something. And it would have to be in pretty good shape. And it would have to maybe even be a star note. That would help. A star note silver cert, $5 bill in good shape. Yeah, I could give you 20. I could give you probably 30 or 40 at that point. But then we're going back to this again. We're going right back to this, you know, getting $1 for a penny thing. Oh, I'm rambling again, and this video is going to take me forever to render. And I don't care, I guess. Whatever. So, there you have it. I should have had more errors to go through, but like I say, I sold a bunch. I had more, but I sold them. I had a really cool 1961 vertical D over horizontal D, which is actually going to end up being the thumbnail of this video because I've already made the thumbnail, and then I sold it. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, another error to look for, too, while you're out there looking. I don't know if anybody in my chat likes buffalo nickels or not, but there's a couple really cool buffalo nickel errors out there. There's three-legged buffaloes. This one is not one, but you'll like have on a three-legged buffalo, you may have like this section of the buffalo leg missing and just have the hoof down here. Oops, you can't see, can you? I'm an idiot. You'll have like this section of the leg will be missing. So you can have like a 3-legged or a 3.5-legged buffalo. I've seen one out there where there was like this leg was missing, and I don't think that actually counts. I think that's just wear. The other thing you want to always look for too is in 35 at least, 35 Denver, I think it is, there is a DDR. I have one somewhere. I don't remember what I did with it. This is not a 35, this is a 36. It's in really nice shape though. Another thing you want to look for too is back here, the 2 feather, okay? So as you can see, we have 1 feather here, 1 feather here, and 1 feather here. But over polishing of the die, this feather disappears and you end up with just the 2 feathers. That's another error on buffalo nickels. I know way too much about way too many things, and I'm sorry. Oh. If there's anything else you'd like to know about errors or any other coins that you'd like me to look at for errors, please let me know. I'll try to accommodate as best I can. If you want me to put together a video that has just photos in it and talk about each one, let me know. I'll do the best I can to accommodate. There, still learning all this videography stuff, so you gotta bear with me. There's that 18 with that crack right there. So what we're going to do with this 18, I'm going to flip it up. Hold on. I think I said it was a reverse die crack. It's not. It's a reverse lamination. Right there. About a $10 coin right there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. What are we going to do with it though? I think we should give it away. Now, I've never done a giveaway on YouTube, so this could be quite interesting. But what I think we'll do is, let me close out my window here. We have today's date is the 7th. I am going to give it 2 weeks. 2 weeks. The 21st of October. On the 21st of October, everybody who has commented, liked, and subscribed my videos, well, this video in particular, I should say, commented, liked, and subscribed to my channel, liked the video, commented on this video, I will put your names into a random name generator, a random generator, and draw one. And we'll have one. And then I will reach out to that person and get their address and mail it to them. So, again, October 21st. That's 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from right now, when this is being recorded. It may not get up till the 8th, but it's being recorded on the 7th, so that's what we're going with. October 21st, though. I will go through the names. I will put them into a random generator. I will record it so that y'all can see who wins. And then we'll get together. That person and myself will connect somehow. And I'll get their address and I will mail this to them. Free of charge. But, again, you have to comment, you have to like the video, and you have to subscribe to my YouTube. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.